This is Dave Kahn with Extreme Music Dreams website, XMD-NW.com. I'm here at El Corazon with Cristina from Lacuna Coil.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
So how's the tour going so far?
Well, it just started because we got here a little bit more than a week ago. We played the Aftershock Festival in Sacramento.
Yeah, I seen that.
And we played like a couple of shows. We were in Spokane yesterday and in Seattle tonight.
If I didn't have to do Pink Floyd, Australian Pink Floyd last night, I probably would have drove to Spokane.
Well. Priorities.
So, let's touch base on Broken Crown Halo.
Yeah.
It's one of the best albums you guys have put out yet.
I think so too, but it's not up to me to judge it. I can tell you what's inside of it, how we created it, but I always like the listener to judge it. For me, is the best one, at least in terms of like mix in between the old school style of Lacuna Coil and the new influences. So I think it really represents what the group is, what the band is right now.
So where did you guys' inspiration for this album? Because I mean, I've got several Lacuna Coil albums, and I'm having to put this one literally ranking it the best that you guys have done. I mean, the guitar riffs you guys have, the insane vocal work that you've done on this album.
Thank you.
Is just out of this world.
Yeah, this album actually came out in a not very happy period of our lives, because there were a lot of like problems going on, not in between us as a band, but like personal problems at home, illness problems within families of some of us, or breakups, like different problems. And as soon as we don't talk about like fantasy stuff, we don't invent stories in our songs. We talk about real life. All the lyrics are more obscure because we were like trying to explore the old situation, trying to come out stronger and even more fierce. So I think that the album is definitely dark as a Lacuna Coil album would be, because we like this type of atmospheres, we like this type of melodies. But there is an even bigger amount of like strength coming out, because we just realized that if we can come out a period like that, we can do everything, because everything that could possibly happen happens.
So you have one of the most unique vocals of the female metal like bands. What is it how do you keep yourself from stripping your vocals like a lot of singers do?
I don't know, because I've never took lessons, so I really don't know how to work on my voice. I'm self-taught. I always love to sing, and I really don't know what to tell you about it. I mean, I try to take care of my vocals and my voice in the way that I don't smoke, I don't drink when I'm on tour, I don't drink too much. Almost zero on tour, because I try to be really professional. It's all about the show, it's all about the people who actually paid a ticket to come to see you. So I want to give the best show possible. And then what else? Not really much. I mean, I try to sleep a lot. I'm a talker, and that doesn't really help, but I'm Italian, so I don't want to, so that doesn't really help. But other than that, I don't do anything special. There is whenever I have troubles, I either drink teas based on like fresh ginger root and honey and fresh lemon. There is a pastel called Vocal Zone that's really great for my voice whenever I feel that my voice is kind of raspy. It's like a mirror essence based pastel is really good.
So you're into, if you do get sick, then you're really about the natural path.
I try to. Well, in some cases where I get really sick, I have to take medicines. But if it's just like a rough day, I always go for the natural path. Sometimes when it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna get there, it's just like, okay, a shot of whiskey for tonight is gonna make it. Yeah. So at least you can offer the energy of the show. Maybe not the perfect vocals, but at least you're gonna be 1000%.
before I had my trach, I did vocals for quite a while, and my favorite thing when I got sick was hot toddies, which is whiskey, honey, and lemon. And
yeah, well, you know, the grandma's remedies.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, I don't drink a lot. I drink socially. You know, like, you know, if I go out with friends, like a beer here and there. Never abused with anything. I don't do drugs. So I mean, all summed up, it probably helps. I drink a lot of water.
Seems like a lot of bands nowadays are really good about not doing the hard drugs anymore.
You know what? I'm
the
not
80s
a
and
freak.
90s
I just noticed that. I mean, a lot of people is really freaking out about the healthy living, and maybe because I come from Italy, where there's a huge culture of food, so I always ate in a healthy way. So I don't really understand all this craziness right now. Just like I don't want to. I don't like extremisms in a way or another. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna eat my stuff. I'm gonna try to eat healthy, but I'm not gonna freak out about it and just like live my life thinking about that, thinking about every little step. I want to enjoy life. I love food. I want to enjoy food, but you know, I keep it more easy, in an easy way. And I mean, I don't think I'm doing bad. I mean, I don't have any.
So is there certain mics that you take on tour with you to avoid having to share a mic with other bands?
Well, we have our own microphones, but we usually tend to disinfect the part that covers the capsule. We always do it, you know, for different reasons. To disinfect first, but also, you know, for like you tend to spit in the microphone. I know it's kind of gross, but you know, when you sing, you tend to spit on it, and you know, just like to avoid.
Not to mention the notes you hit, girl. I mean, you gotta have power behind them to hit them like that. So I mean, it's an outrageous sound that you guys have, and it definitely puts you guys in a category of your own for metal. You know, like we were talking earlier, Arch Enemy and a few other female-led bands, you know, Serena, and they're all great bands. But to me, Lacuna Coil sets a whole new limit of metal for people to follow.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's great to hear, but we never put ourselves in a category. Obviously, the majority of people know us as a, you know, the goth band or stuff like that, which I'm not against to, because I mean, we love to dress in black. As I said, we like dark sonorities. We are very inspired by, you know, the darkest side of music and even cinematic imagery, so I wouldn't be against that. But we like to mix up stuff. We don't want to close ourselves in a, you know, with barriers around us, like, oh, we're not going to experiment this, we're not going to do that. Obviously, everything will be like Lacuna Coil, because that's what we are, that's what we like to listen to, that's what we like to play and sing, so nothing is going to be too different. But we don't even think about it. It's just like we just like, if we like it, it ends up being in a record. And you know, it's cool when somebody tells you that like you have a unique sound. Maybe because we're working in Europe and in America as well, so we have so many influences from even the rest of the world. I mean, which we're everywhere, and that's part of the baggage of experiences that you put in your songs.
So who are some of your influences that you're really into?
Oh, that's hard to say, because I was the last one of 4 brothers, like 2 brothers and a sister, and myself, older than I am, and they were listening to different stuff. So I grew up listening to, you know, the Beatles, to Genesis, like the dark music from the 80s, like Soft Cell, or I don't know, The Cure, Morrissey, what else? Pink Floyd. Then my brother started to listen to like the hip hop, you know, like NWA or Public Enemy.
So a lot of the old '80s true hip hop rap
stuff. I really like the pop music from the '90s, because back then they were actually playing and singing. You know, it was not as artificial as it is right now. So I've been listening to pretty much everything. Actually, not a lot of metal. I started to listen to metal when I was around like 20. I started to hang out in a metal pub in Milano, and I was like amazed by this new music. I listened to, you know, Paradise Lost, Typo Negative. It was like, what the hell is that? Then Pantera, yeah, definitely one of the biggest influences in our career as a band and as a person.
Yeah, Peter was he's a great loss, just like Dave Brock.
Oh yeah.
You know, Gord. I've known Dave as many years as I have, seeing, you know, his loss was major. You know,
see,
just
for me it was Peter. I'm sorry about Dave because
it was for me too, because I got to know Peter.
For me it was a friend, so it was like, and you know, Type O Negative was just like the American family for us. We work together.
To me, the biggest one that hit me the hardest was Dimebag passing, because I worked with them in Texas when I lived there before they made it big, and he was just one of the sweetest guys in the world. You know, another thing, Gene Simmons made a pretty bold statement that rock and roll is dead.
Yeah, he made some weird statements lately, huh?
Yeah, I think it's more so to get his Kiss out a little more while they're on this tour.
No, I mean, I wasn't there when he said that, and unfortunately, sometimes whatever you say can be changed and turned into a completely different meaning. What I've read off wasn't completely wrong, because he was saying that the industry of rock died in the way that labels have no more money. I mean, they don't have the same money that they had years ago. It's really hard for a new rock band to come out and be successful. It's almost impossible for a band to make a career, because now everything is so fast, so quick, that you either make it or break it. So I think that he meant that, not really that rock and roll died in general, because there will always be somebody listening to rock and roll, playing rock and roll. Every genre of music, it goes into a cycle. So, you know, it might be very famous, very popular, and then the year after it might not be so popular. But rock and roll always came back, so it will never die.
Yeah, I think that song, you know, when it was written, that rock will never die, is one of the truest statements there is.
Yeah, it actually pissed me off when he talked about suicide. That pissed me off, because you don't know how much whatever you say has an impact on whoever is listening. So I mean,
it's like you're in my head, because
you shouldn't say anything like that.
Yeah, my next question was going to be about Henry Rollins, because I felt that his statement when Robin Williams died,
I haven't read it.
He made a statement that it was selfish to take his life, in the fact that he is a father. And once you become a father or a mother, you give up that right to take your life away from them, because they need you. You brought their life and them into this world.
Yeah, but we are talking about the person that is not completely sane. Because if you get to the point that you take your life, it means that you have some issues. So you can't judge a person who's having issues and it's not you, thinking that this person will act and think what you think and do.
Absolutely.
So it's like, yes, of course, from outside it's like, oh, it's selfish because it was a father. But on the other side, it was probably so torn inside, it felt so helpless that he decided to take his life. I don't even think that he realized that dying, he would have lived his daughter.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, like a phrase like Gene's one, like, oh, you know, people who want to commit suicide, they should kill themselves. Just like, what the fuck?
See, because I understand the suicide attempt, because I'm a father and I did it a couple years ago. I hit a dark spot that
it happens.
You do hit that dark spot. And, you know, the one thing that keeps me going more than anything is our heavy metal and the metal bands that I enjoy so much, whether it be a local band or a national. Now, to be able to come and see you guys live again, and also be able to hear Broken Crown Halo songs live,
feel the energy.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys have always put on a great stage show, great presence. You guys definitely command everybody's attention in a venue.
We like to have fun. It's all about having a good time. It's all about having a good time on stage.
Don't be scared. So now you guys, like you said, this is the beginning of your U.S. leg of your U.S. tour?
Yeah, actually, we already did an American tour, like a proper American tour. We've been in the States for almost 4 months, like between 3 months and 4 months at the beginning of the year. So now we are playing other North American shows to fill in basically the
spots you missed.
the spots we're playing in the same places sometimes, but just because, for example, tomorrow we're going to be in Canada, so in between Aftershock and Canada, we had to, to travel, so we said, okay, why don't we play here and there and here and there, and that's why it happened that we played, like in Spokane, for example, we played a few months ago, and we played again. So this is not the first headliner tour. This is more of a Canadian tour and part of North America.
So is that going to finish, is the Canadian tour going to be what finishes off your guys' year, or are you in Europe?
No. We come back for more North American gigs. We're going to end up in Florida. We have some gigs in Florida too. And after that, we go back to Italy for 9 days. And then we start the Euro tour with Motionless in White. And that will be going on up until November, like end of November.
So what is your guys' what's the outlook for Lacuna Coil in 2015? Are people going to get another major tour pushing this album?
I don't know. I don't really know, because I know for sure that at the beginning of the year we're going to play Shiprocked. So that is a confirmed thing. We're going to be there. But beside that, I don't know what's going to happen, because we definitely have a plan to write a new record. But I don't know how long it's going to take. Obviously, if there is a cool offer for a tour, we're going to make it, because there is so much to promote out of the album. We'll see what happens. Maybe a new video. So I don't know.
Do you guys do a lot of your writing when you're on tour, or do you guys prefer to do it at home?
No, almost never. We prefer to be home, because we feel that we can focus more if we are in our own environment. On tour is always so distracting, because you just walk around, you talk with fans, and even if you have a lot of spare time, sometimes the days are going by like that. So we like better to stay home and just okay, this is songwriting time. Just let's focus on that. Whether we're inspired or not, we're going to wait for an inspiration, but at least this is what we're going to do.
Well, I'm going to let you get some rest, because I know you guys got one heck of a show tonight that we're all looking forward to.
Fun.
Yeah, you guys have already started getting a crowd outside of El Corazon, so, people are lining up to definitely see it. Thank you for your time, Cristina.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Looking forward. If you haven't picked up Broken Crown Halo, you better go get it, because you're missing out on one of the best albums of 2014, if not the best.
At least listen to it. If you like it, thank you for the support.
Dave Kahn, and I'm out.